Hello and welcome back to Banished, and we're in here with the MegaMods 801 version. So I starting a larger map because my computer can handle this, and the newer computer. Got the version down here as this version starts with no food. I have like absolutely no chance starting with no food, and you have to like just be literally getting food like from the get-go. And as it is, you only start with 300 here, so it's not going to be very much. And I'd like to have a little bit more than just a lake and a river and just a couple streams, so I'm going to see how this goes. Give that a couple turns and just go with it. So with this version and with the new computer, because my other one I could only like get my population up to like 400, maybe 500 people or so before it just kind of started going really slow. And there is just so much in this game. And I'm just going to see what happens here. Let's get some of our menu stuff in here. So we got 4 adults, 3 kids. 3 tools, 3 clothing. So I'm hoping that means the adults get the tools and stuff and the clothing, which would be pretty good. The kids can just wait for getting all that stuff. Alright, and let's look at a large one. So yeah, there's gonna be a good bit of water stuff. And we have the tools that we can cover it up if we so feel like it. Like some of these rivers, I like them when they connect into stuff, so that's kind of nice. Down here you can actually have a trader come in and back down if you felt like that. There is canals in the game, so we could choose to do that as well. So any of this stuff don't end up liking, just kind of flatten it out, so that could work too. Not going to have too much space here between this lake and the river, unfortunately. I'm going to have to flatten out some of this stuff though. It's just right here immediately, and I'm not a big fan of having that so close. It's right where we're starting. So I'll have to get some of this flattened and then have them work on the rest of it, flattening it themselves. I'd like to not lose all of the terrain or all of the resources to start off with, so we'll just have to work on getting a little bit of that taken out, and then I'd like to get them replanting all that stuff afterwards. Alright, so that's going to be bulk of that. And then I'd like to have them flatten the rest of it, which this should let them flatten it out and get the resources off of that. And I don't want to go into the water, so... But that will let me use this area a little bit more effectively. And what we're going to need to have them also start off doing immediately is collecting some food. I want them to prioritize on that. Alright, let's hit that stuff, and then they'll get to getting the wood after that. Hopefully they're gonna start eating all their potatoes and whatnot. Yep, grabbing that stuff. Alright, well, let's get down a basic stockpile. There's tons of them. Some of the red ketchup ones, but not the covered ones, which is, I got a little attached to those. So I liked having those around. Makes it look like an extra little building. Alright, so hopefully they'll be able to get that taken care of. Get some more food. And we'll need to get a couple houses. And there is so many of them. Well, these are pretty nice that just take up the wood. And a couple different variations of them. So we can get a few of those down. We already have someone that doesn't have tools, yay. So that is another thing I'll have to get out here pretty quick, and I usually like to use the dock workshop. Of course, we have it literally on the water this time, but to kind of start off our dock stuff. That will take a good bit of wood as well. Okay, good. So they've gotten a few bit of food. I don't know if all of it's edible. I mean, obviously the flax isn't going to be. I don't know if like the rose hips is. I mean, I assume they can eat that sort of thing. They got a little bit of herbs, which might help a little bit there. Okay, so they are taking down that stuff. And what I'd like to start off with is with the teeny stuff. And this isn't all the same level, but maybe we can manage. It's gonna get covered up with a whole bunch of wood and such. Definitely do want them to get the gatherer in there as well. I definitely want to make sure that they've got enough food. 'Cause that is a big old pain in the butt too. Alright, so let's look also at the dock stuff. I have the fishery, which is 45. I mean, ideally you'd want to get the big ones out here eventually, so they're covering the whole area. But in the meantime, I might just need a tiny one. I'm really not sure how well these things will be able to perform. You get a decent amount of water, not too much. It doesn't stick out too far in there. Let's also go for that. We'll keep that paused for the moment. Okay, so we've gotten a few things gathered. And we still have a decent amount of potatoes still left. But they have, in the meantime, have gathered some other things, so might be okay. Alright, so the gatherer is over here. We're going to want a forester as well. Which they have a teeny forester too. And it doesn't have any road or other stuff, so it's a little different. I'll have to see how that goes too, because it just wants to have some building stuff done. The building is kind of like just like a roof, and has a stockpile underneath it. I don't know. I haven't used it. We'll see how it goes. Alright, so it does have the full cut plant stuff. I'm only going to be able to have one guy on it right now. I'm Okay, so one of the kids, yeah, one of the kids became a laborer. Great. Alright, workshop's almost done. I kind of wish they did the gatherer first. Let's get that prioritized then. They'll go over to the gatherer. So we have enough wood. We have a tiny bit of stone. We do have a tiny bit of firewood, which will go in the one house that'll get done. We'll have to get a woodcutter out here. And we have a stockpile here, so we'll probably just keep it right in this area. And then we have to think about roads. We have a whole bunch of different kinds of roads out here. I will stick with something different and new. Alright, so we have gatherer started over here. There we got a bit of road stuff. And interesting, they have these inventory stuff going on here. I'm really tempted to put 2 people in there. Kind of want to put 2 people in there, but I don't know how well it's gonna go. Okay, so they've gotten oats. So maybe they act a little bit like a food storage place if it needs to be. I've not used the teeny stuff very often, so. Okay, this guy's already planting some trees, so that's good. We have him just concentrate on the planting. And let's see if I can get... It's going to take away the tiny one. That's okay. A little bit of extra stuff there. Okay. And I want to level a little bit more stuff. Just so it's not looking totally awkward. It's just going to look a little bit awkward, that's all. Alright, autumn time, we have a lot of food. That's good, okay. So I feel better about that. So they are storing some stuff there. And there's stuff in the cart as well. So once we get those things done, that would be pretty nice. And this is going to take survival coats. Could be the ones that can be made there for clothing. But we're going to need like, feathers and stuff. So, don't know how that will go. Okay, we finally made it. We need one of these done too. I'm going to stick all 3 people there, see if we can get it done a little bit faster. That way they have, because yeah, they're having someone that's getting cold. Well, yeah, you have to go to the one house that's got the fuel and such. And we're going to need that done next. Actually, you stop. You don't need to get that done. You can get that done instead. Let's get the chopper done. All you have to do is build it. Enough with the roads. Now that they're all thinking, oh, I have to do all these stupid roads first. No, you don't. Oh, I really wish that they give them some extra commands. Ignore the roads. Go build the other stuff. And other times you want them to build the roads and they don't, so. You can't win with them in roads anyhow. So I'm getting a little bit more at the gatherer's hut for one person, pretty good. Got a little bit log saved up there too. Okay, looks like they've gotten that done. Alright, finish up the road, because you insist on finishing the road. We're doing okay on everything at the moment, but we would really like to get some firewood hashed out here. Just in case, because all the firewood I'm assuming is gone here, and once I get the other cottage done, they're going to want firewood too. Because there's none left in there. And I bet they took a whole bunch of things. Yep, they're almost out of firewood too. There you go. Got 4 more building on it. Great, so now we can get a person there. Got the other of that done. Now they can just work on whatever else. Alright, so I don't really care too much about that. So they're gonna grab a bunch of food, of course, and stick it in their houses as well. Okay, good. Someone's chopping away right in time for spring to come around. Well, at least it's taken care of. And we must have had a decent winter, so it wasn't too bad. Okay, they can clean up that stuff over time. And we can get the rest of the things put in around here. We don't have a hunter in yet. And they have a teeny and a... Well, that's the normal. That is slightly different. It's got a nice little model there. We can get a teeny one in as well. Stick them down there. So, dock workshop. Can eventually do reed farms and take care of that. So that starts with the iron ore. And we had someone freeze to death. Oh gosh. Are you kidding me? You didn't get back to... Well, that's pretty awful. Because... I'm not going to have another guy available for a while. Let's get a couple tools done. Just when I thought, oh, we have enough firewood. No, we do not have enough. So we're going to need that next cottage a little sooner than I was anticipating, though. But we have no one that can do that until we get the workshop person get out a few tools. Which doesn't make sense. If this woodcutter passed away and they were cutting wood, they're right by the houses. I bet he was going and doing something else far away. That is the problem at the beginning. You can't have them go too far away. You don't want them wasting their time doing all the roads. Yeah, you gotta do a little bit. Oh, good, we got the flowers and stuff that are in the red ketchup one. And is this supposed to be like a little beehive stump thing? It kind of looks like. Let's see. Yeah, it is something there. Alright, guy, you've gotten 6 tools done. Why are people still toolless? Okay, good. So we got some other wild food here. We got some flowers also kind of growing up around there. Alright, you're out of stuff, so you can just stop. And we're getting low on wood. That was one of the other things for flattening this out. I just figured, oh, okay, good, we'll get some wood. So that kind of works out. Oh, let's also flatten a little bit of that too. Alright, so now I got a person. The other one became a laborer. That's good. So we're still doing okay on the food. I think these people are hogging the firewood as soon as it's done. And I'm going to temporarily have them do cutting too. So that's interesting. I mean, the wood is different as they're gathering it and stuff. Have all the different things in the stockpile. Different looks to things. I really do like having that there's different kinds of things on the ground. The flowers and stuff added a good bit of variety and looks to everything with the red ketchup stuff. And no thatch, but interesting. You can have them collect certain things. And have them get rid of the flux? So you can collect the stuff or you can actually get rid of it, I suppose. Okay, they haven't flattened it yet, so they're not quite done. They're not done over there either. Alright, so they are housing a little bit there now. Okay, so another kid just moved in there. So they're only going to have only 4 occupants per house. This is going to be interesting, okay. Losing one person at the beginning can be quite devastating for quite a while. Since we only had only a few people, that's it. Also get a little bit of that. Finish that one. I don't mind a few bumps and stuff around. I just don't want it all over the place. Help make it easier on them. Alright, so if we want this other... Let's add one person in. Get that wood cottage done. Okay, so there's another little stump beehive thing there. Which looks like they cleared it out over here. They have plenty of food, so I really don't need a fisherman or a hunter done right now per se, but probably be good to do at some point. get her some back in here. And I think they cleared out a little bit of iron, so that works. Don't want them spending too much time doing that. That is a little bit more flat, so that all works out good too. We do need the stone and whatnot collected, but it's going to take up so much space and time. Would like them to fill in everything there, so I'll just have to let them go. Alright, no building stuff for the moment. Got a tiny bit of wood, tiny bit of firewood, and they're getting a little bit of the other stuff collected. So these guys should have another kid. They just had a kid. And it'll take a while. Oh man. I think we just might go with having someone not paired up for quite a while. Alright, let's get one of those lined up for the next time. Is it not a teeny house? There's so many houses here. I gotta figure out which one it was. Wood cottage. Alright, and we can save that for later. They should be working. We're taking quite a while to get this done. Of course, rough tools are never that great, but what other option do you have at the beginning? Not much at all. They should have, yep, okay, good. They have that all done. They just must go through these pretty fast, these rough tools. We had enough firewood this winter, yay! And there's been another child born. Okay. Yeah, this is gonna be difficult because she's not gonna be paired up with anyone for eons, if anything. Alright, so this girl can move out, and I probably should have a move out. Does mean I have to get that firewood for sure going. She's going all the time. I'm just wondering if her capacity is just, she can't do that much. Of course, yeah, not educated. And tool steel. That's interesting. Alright, well, it was some sort of start. It was not the best losing a person there, for sure. Definitely not a good bit having one couple essentially split apart, and they made up for it, but it kind of prevented the second generation from coming across, getting situated quicker. So I guess, you know, this teeny forester does work. They're doing their thing. Of course, doing a lot of replanting, so it doesn't appear that a lot's going on yet. You know, that is the downfall of being next to something that had a hill, but it's filling in. I'm kind of surprised at how quickly it's filling in with stuff. So I'm pretty happy with that. Of course, we gotta establish getting a whole bunch of wooded places going so that we can have plenty of wood and whatnot. Or else we're gonna need to buy a lot of wood and or stone. So we'll have to kind of figure out what to do around here. It's possible I could fill this whole thing in right here and then just rely on other places. I even have a little sail through right there. Figure something out there. And I have one over there too. Filling in this whole area would give me a lot of space to get a whole bunch of concentrated space for getting wood. Because otherwise, I don't think there's much other spots. There's this spot up here. And otherwise, I'd have to like fill in something down there, which might make it harder later on. This is a nice big lake area that I like the shape of it and such, but with it just being smack there right at the start, makes it a little difficult kind of work around there when you kind of need certain things at the beginning. Yeah. Okay, good. That other person, or the other girl, had moved out. That means they can have another one, which they have plenty more years to have other kids. And it'll be a little bit more time before we need another house. We'll have to consider that too. Probably good to put one down in this area. That might help them. And maybe a little storage down here as well next time. But we'll get to that. Thanks for watching. See you later.